The morning sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of the Hartwell Corporation building, casting long shadows across the polished marble floor. The executive lobby hummed with its usual quiet energy. Business people in tailored suits moved purposefully toward the elevators, their footsteps echoing softly in the vast space. Michael Hartwell stood near the reception desk, reviewing quarterly reports on his tablet. At 34, he was the youngest CEO in the company's history. His navy suit was perfectly pressed, his dark hair meticulously styled, and his brown eyes focused intently on the numbers before him. The board meeting in 20 minutes would determine the future of 3 major projects. Everything had to be perfect. Behind him, a small group of executives waited patiently. They had learned not to interrupt Michael when he was concentrating. His attention to detail was legendary, and it was one of the reasons Hartwell Corporation had grown from a modest family business into a Fortune 500 company under his leadership. The lobby's atmosphere was professional and controlled. Soft classical music played from hidden speakers. The receptionist answered calls with practiced efficiency. Security guards maintained their watchful positions. It was a world of predictability and order, exactly the way Michael preferred it. Then, something changed. A small figure appeared at the edge of Michael's vision. He glanced up from his tablet to see a little girl, no more than 3 years old, standing alone in the middle of the lobby. She wore a brown dress with tiny flowers, white tights, and small brown shoes. Her blonde curls caught the morning light, and her blue eyes held a mixture of curiosity and uncertainty. Michael looked around, expecting to see a parent or guardian nearby. The lobby was busy, but no one seemed to be looking for a lost child. The little girl took a tentative step forward, then another, her small hands clasped in front of her. "Excuse me," she said in a voice so soft it was barely audible above the ambient noise. Michael lowered his tablet completely. The executives behind him had noticed the child too, but they remained at a respectful distance. The little girl walked closer, her eyes never leaving Michael's face. "Excuse me," she repeated, louder this time. "Are you my daddy?" The question hung in the air like a delicate bubble. Michael felt his breath catch. Around him, the busy lobby seemed to pause. The executives exchanged glances. Even the receptionist looked up from her desk. Michael knelt down slowly, bringing himself to the child's eye level. His expensive suit creased against the marble floor, but he didn't notice. Up close he could see the trust in her eyes, the way she waited patiently for his answer. "What's your name, sweetheart?" he asked gently. "Emma," she replied, her voice gaining confidence. Emma rose. "My mummy said my daddy works in a big building with lots of windows. She showed me a picture, but I lost it." Michael's heart began to beat faster. "Where is your mommy, Emma?" The little girl's expression grew uncertain. She's sleeping. She sleeps a lot now. "Grandma Sarah brought me here. She said we were going to find my daddy, but then she had to go to the bathroom, and I saw you, and you looked like maybe you could be him." Michael glanced toward the restroom area, then back at Emma. "What does your daddy's name start with? Do you remember?" Emma scrunched up her face in concentration. "It starts with M like mouse, and he's very tall, and he wears nice clothes, and Mummy says he's important." The pieces began to fall into place in Michael's mind. 3 years ago, he had dated Sarah Chen, a bright young woman who worked in marketing. Their relationship had been brief but meaningful. She had ended things suddenly, saying she needed to focus on her career. He had respected her decision and moved on, but he had never forgotten her kindness and intelligence. "Emma," Michael said carefully, "what's your mummy's name?" "Mummy's name is Sarah, but she's sick now. She stays in bed a lot, and sometimes she cries. Grandma Sarah takes care of me. She has the same name as Mommy, but she's older." Michael's world shifted. Sarah Chen, 3 years ago, a relationship that ended abruptly. A daughter he never knew existed. His hands trembled slightly as he reached out to gently touch Emma's small shoulder. "Emma, I think I might be your daddy." The little girl's face lit up with pure joy. "Really, really, truly." Before Michael could respond, an elderly woman appeared, walking quickly toward them. She was Asian, well-dressed, and her face showed a mixture of relief and apprehension. "Emma," she called out, "there you are. I told you to wait by the chairs." The woman reached them and immediately bowed slightly to Michael. "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm Sarah Chen, Emma's grandmother. We didn't mean to disturb you." Michael stood up slowly, his eyes never leaving Emma's face. "Mrs. Chen, I'm Michael Hartwell. I think we need to talk." Recognition dawned in the older woman's eyes. "Michael, you're Sarah's Michael from 3 years ago." "Yes," Michael said quietly. "And I think Emma might be my daughter." Mrs. Chen's composure cracked slightly. "Sarah never told you. She wanted to, but she was scared. She thought you were too successful, too busy. She didn't want to burden you." "Where is Sarah now?" Michael asked. "She's in the hospital, leukemia. She's been fighting it for 8 months. The treatments they're not working as well as we hoped." Michael felt the weight of 3 lost years, of missed bedtime stories, of first steps he never saw. But he also felt something else, a fierce protectiveness and love for the little girl, who had walked into his lobby and changed his life. "Emma," he said, kneeling down again, would you like to come with me to see Mummy? I think she'd like to see both of us. Emma nodded eagerly and reached for Michael's hand, her small fingers wrapped around his with complete trust as they walked toward the exit. Michael's executives watched in amazement. Their CEO, known for his rigid schedules and business-first mentality, was walking hand in hand with a 3-year girl. His board meeting completely forgotten, sir. One of them called out, "What about the quarterly review?" Michael paused and looked back. "Reschedule it. I have something more important to take care of." Emma looked up at him with adoring eyes. "Daddy, are you really my daddy?" Michael squeezed her hand gently. "Yes, sweetheart, I'm your daddy, and I'm never going to leave you again." As they stepped into the bright morning sunshine, Michael realized that sometimes the most important meetings aren't scheduled in boardrooms. Sometimes they happen in marble lobbies, initiated by a brave little girl who simply asks, "Are you my daddy?" The answer had changed everything.